Okay. Says we're streaming now. The link should work.
Man, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I just ate not too long ago.
I like haven't eaten food today, but it's all good.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be fine.
Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody can see it because there's nobody watching yet. That's good.
It says 21 views, 8 likes.
Oh
I'm
my
still
gosh.
here. I'm still here. When I click the link,
That's weird. It doesn't say anybody's
oh, it
watching.
says streamed 5 minutes ago. I'm watching a video. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, you click on the new link I sent you in Discord.
When I do that, it just sends me to the video.
Oh. Um, Try this link? It shouldn't. That's weird.
Yep, it's a 2-minute long video.
What?
It's an unlisted stream that went live 6 minutes ago. It says.
Oh, that's weird. You're right, it is. The URL isn't working. Let me refresh this.
So many problems. We've been at this for so long.
I know. I've never had this many problems trying to do something like this before. Okay. Welcome back. We are streaming. There are 2 people watching. That is unsettling. I assume that's just me.
At least you know you have loyal fans.
I know. Try.
Wait, should I try the new link?
Wait, hold on. There we go. That one's different. That's what I just
Cool.
needed to refresh.
Yeah, here we go. 2 watching now.
Yeah, should be just you and me, one watching it. I'm in the red zone, so I haven't really set up very good streaming OBS settings for my laptop. I'll have to get Critty to help me with that, so it may be kind of bad.
It's all good.
Okay, cool. I don't know how much of a delay there is, so let's see here. If I draw, bloop, see how much time that takes. Are you getting like a lot of buffering and stuff?
I haven't seen you draw anything.
Oh.
Oh, I see your cursor. And you're waving around your brush. Now you're drawing. Okay.
Cool. Okay. So, finally. So yeah, it'll be like a 15-second delay, but that's okay. From memory, I believe Small Water Doggo is drawn something like this. So if I was drawing Small Water Doggo, I would shade him his hair. So let me fill this in real quick. The color.
Oh, I see. You even made it 3D right there.
Yeah, that's a little thing that I noticed that works really well is the little like drawing hair that overlaps the head, but then drawing a little bit of hair behind that hair, and it makes it look a little bit 3D.
That's interesting. Okay.
Let me see this. So, picking random colors. Wow, your skin color changed a lot, my friend. Okay, so let's just say that actually looks correct.
You have 3 watching now.
Oh my. I don't see anything in the comments.
Someone said, wait, Jake, do you like my fan art?
If there's anyone watching who is not me or Fish, put something in the chat because I would like to know.
Apparently my eyes are not gray.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's probably just some YouTube error, but if it's not, we'll find out. Okay, so what I do when I make, yeah, you can only see what I'm drawing. You can't see what else I'm doing in OBS.
If you got a like and someone said I sent it on Discord,
Oh boy.
oh,
Okay.
there again, now it's black. Cool.
You should be able to see the rest of the screen now. I scrunched it down a little. Um, yeah, there it goes. Okay, so in Animate, what I do to do shadows is I'll take the first one and then I'll clone it and I'll go up here and I'll select no fills. So if we turn off the other layer, it's only the line art. And then what I do is I can go back
Wait,
over.
where's no fills?
You click up here, you'll see it in a few minutes, but you can click on the paint bucket, and then right here where I have my mouse is it's just like a diagonal red line, and that makes it no fills.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Um, okay, so what I do is, now that I just have line art, so we could turn this off and you see it's just line art on the second layer, but so how you would shade, what I've noticed is like, you might do something like this for the hair. And then also when I do shadows, I pick a black color and then I turn the opacity or the alpha down to like 40. And then it just makes a shadow color. It just turns whatever's under it that much darker. And then I just fill it in. So I think that's kind of like the shading that I've seen you do on your character. I don't know. Let me see if you can see it yet. No, you will in a second. But it works. I think it's fine. But if you do want to make it a little bit more 3D, instead of just having like a side curve to it where it's just one half of the character's head,
Yeah.
I would do something more like this. So when you're doing that, it comes more from thinking of it in a different way. So instead of thinking of it as just putting shading on it, what helps me the most is like, think about it literally. So if he's wearing a hat, that means there's going to be a shadow coming off the hat because it's above his head. So I draw a line just below the beanie. As far as the beanie goes itself, though, I just do what you did originally, just with that little curved edge. But something I picked up actually a lot from reading manga and the way they do anime shading is when there's a separation in clothes, I notice they tend to go along the edge and then bring it back to wherever the shading line was. So you can see in a few seconds, that's what I did with the beanie. But then also, so the beanie's on the head, so it would cast a little shadow down onto the hair. But also, the beanie has a little bit of a lip on the bottom. So there would also be a little bit of shadow on the bottom of the beanie. So I take a line and I make a shadow on the bottom of the beanie as well. Now, I'll fill all these lines in and then erase the line so it's just a shadow, so it can look a little confusing. Hair is probably the hardest thing that I ever learned to shade.
Hold on, hold on. I just want to see. I just want to see. The stream's too far behind.
Oh, yeah.
So you have like this little spike in the shadow on the beanie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So would I do that anywhere else or no?
So generally my rule for doing that kind of stuff, I usually keep it to like clothes. Like when there's a ripple in the clothes, I'll bring the spike over a little bit to where the
Mhm.
ripple is. Or like if you notice on the beanie, I did the spike where there's a change in design. So I might do it there and it kind of makes it look a little bit 3D. As far as the hair goes though, so you would just do, or what I noticed you did is the side thing on the hair. What I do is I'd take, you'll see it in a second, and you'll also see why I have a little bit of issue with this, because this is the way I used to shade hair. Let me fill it in. On my version of the stream that I'm watching, it's almost there. I haven't quite filled it in yet.
On the hair?
Let me fill it in. Yeah. Okay, on my version of the stream, I just filled in the hair. I don't know where yours is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
So that was the way I used to shade hair. But my issue with that is that it kind of just makes it look almost like hard, like it's just straight hard triangles and not
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
it doesn't really feel like hair. So what I started doing that ironically I noticed again they kind of did in anime and manga shading is giving it like these little spikes when you're shading it and not always cutting it off directly at the edge. It makes it feel like it's actually hair because hair has a lot more inconsistencies in it and it's a bit more spiky and whatnot. So you'll see now when I do it, ooh, when I do it that way, it looks a little bit better. And the thing that makes it, I think that makes it work is when you then put the shadow of the hair onto the face. So if you really almost it's just tracing the hairline but bringing it down onto the head and then filling it in, it makes it look a lot more like the hair is casting a shadow on the face. Let's see, where is this stream right about now? Oh, I'm just drawing it. Okay. Um, you'll see in a minute. I also do a line under the head or at the bottom of the face. And I don't do that all the time, but I do it in like final polished pictures because it can be kind of annoying to do for every frame. But I do that because it also makes it look like the face has a little bit of depth. And
Yeah.
I also do it under the neck. I'll do a little bit of shading under the neck. The thing I do actually a lot with the neck, so let me turn the shading off real quick. When I'm drawing just
You
the,
just make it black, right?
yeah, when I'm drawing just the base picture, let me unlock this. I'll make like this curved edge leading up to the neck on each side, and then I'll just make it black. Oh, that is not black. That is black. And then if I'm doing like a special final version of the picture, I'll also have the shading over it. So if I go back to my shading color.
So you have a more defined chin. My chin is nothing.
Yeah, that's also definitely an art style thing. So if your chin is less defined, I wouldn't even necessarily bother with shading the bottom of the face.
No, it looks so much better though.
What I do in the end, when I'm done shading everything, I'll go over to my shading layer and I'll press Control A to select everything on the layer. And I'll go to line color or pen color. And I'll go over to the same button that I used to turn off all colors, except this time I'm turning off all lines. So this takes all of the lines out of the picture, which leaves just the shading that we did, and it makes it look a lot better. You should be able to see that soon enough. I guess I can clean this up a little bit. That's the great thing about Flash is you can just select the protruding lines and it auto cuts them. It auto selects the perfect spots and you can just delete them. It's amazing.
Awesome.
There we go. Yeah, looks like it's almost caught up on my stream. So that's basically like the general rules I follow for shading. And then I take those. I could have actually, oh, did I forget? I did forget. I forgot to color the shading under the beanie. Whoops. Oh well, but.
Damn, that just looks so good.
Yeah, I'd put a little bit of shadow under the beanie. I don't know, I forgot to color it in. But generally, that's just like the general thing that I follow. I just think about it like in 3D space and like what would cast a shadow. Generally, if there's like a new part of clothes or a new part of the body, I just put a shadow on the bottom of it, along the bottom edge, and then on the top edge if there's something above it. And then the only times I change the way I shade is if it's on clothing that has like ripples in it or like a special kind of hair. But in general, that's like the general rules that I follow.
Your beanie looks better than mine.
Actually, I don't know. In that picture, it kind of looks like a rock.
But like, mine doesn't look like a beanie. I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to draw.
Let me look. I disagree. Let me find your thing. Where's fish? Fish films. Yeah, it does. It definitely looks like a beanie.
People keep thinking I'm wearing like a kippa or something.
Looks like a beanie to me. I mean, I
So,
guess I could see that, but
um, I struggle a bit with torsos.
torsos. Yes, yes. Okay. Um, that's definitely okay. So, um, that that kind of comes down to general anatomy, which I'm still terrible at. But let's just say if I drew a little person, and if I'm not trying to do like realistic anatomy and just like cartoony anatomy,
It's like kind of cartoony, but like I don't know what I'm doing.
yeah. So if we just draw a dude who has arms, so based on the arm position, usually you have like arms down, so that's fair. Um, if it's a dude, I'll kind of have right when the arms start, I'll kind of have the chest come in a little bit and then go down to the torso. And then if his arms, because let's see, where's the stream? It might be better if you listen to my stream audio so it's in sync with what I'm drawing.
Okay.
And then you can just type in the chat. Or,
Okay, I guess
or
I'll
you
mute
can
you.
pop on, yeah, you can just unmute me when you want to say something. So,
Okay, I've muted you. I'll just listen.
okay. So assuming you're caught up now, what I do is,
Oh, I hear myself.
yeah. So I'll bring these arms out.
By the way, you still have 3 viewers.
Yeah, I think the 3 viewers is just a stream error. Even if someone is watching, like, oh well. I think it's just an error on YouTube. So the head, if it's from a different angle, what I generally do is start with like the other chest line. So if this is the arm on this side, I'll start with the chest line over here, and I'll kind of have it bow out a tiny bit so it has a little bit of difference to it. And then for the arm, I'll do like that where I have a little bit of edge to the top of it. And then what you can do is down here, because it's a 3D view, like say that was the chest and the torso, it kind of comes in at the bottom a little bit. So it looks like instead of just a straight line, and then you can just draw the other arm on the other side, but closer to this line since it's in a different perspective. You can move that back a bit. It kind of is out of proportion. But then, you just draw the face. But moving down, so the general anatomy model that I follow is there's like the head, and then the chest, the bottom torso, the hips, and, the legs and whatnot. But when you're moving down from this point, the general rule that I follow is hands kind of stop at the top of the hips, or like the medium section of the hips. So I wouldn't have his arms extend much longer than that, because then it starts to look weird. So let's say his legs start there or something. I'd have his hands stop right towards the middle topish of the thigh, because then it kind of looks kind of weird. It's like stick figures have long arms sometimes, and while that is a style, it just doesn't work. So that's like a bunch of general anatomy tips that I use. Hands, I also hear a lot of people say they don't know how to draw hands. I'm also not the best at hands, but I saw this nice post on Le Twitters where they start with some base shapes. If I remember correctly, it was a circle, then a square, and then another circle. And that's the base shape that they use for the hand. And I say that because once they have that, come on, you can move forward with this, and this becomes the palm. So you can, that becomes that section of the thumb, and this is the palm in the middle of the hand. And then from there, you can just build off on the fingers, which I'm not doing an exceptional job of at the moment. But generally, that's kind of how I do hands. But yeah, in general, that's like everything that I do. You may or may not have caught up on the stream yet, I don't know.
Okay, I've unmuted you now.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I think you probably caught up on the stream. But yeah, that's like the general things that I follow whenever I'm drawing and shading. Honestly,
Yeah, it's really interesting.
if you wanna practice, the best thing I can say to do is to just look up like general anatomy, or well, the first thing I'd say is just like copy pictures. Just look at pictures of things that you think look good and just try drawing them. And then look at pictures of basic anatomy and try to draw that. You can look up like how people do anatomy. That's what helped me a lot. Like a lot of the way I learned to draw was just looking at a bunch of other pictures and trying to draw it myself, and then learning anatomy. Like even my drawings from maybe 8 months ago looked marginally worse as far as anatomy went. But yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, wait, hold up. Yeah, I'm assuming that was just a YouTube error. I don't think anybody was watching.
No, someone was watching. That's what I was saying.
Oh, I'm still watching for some reason. Well, animations, you got a lesson in for somehow. Yeah, I guess I'll turn that stream off now. They don't need to see that.